I apologise. I know it's a bit tiresome. And
what are you doing there?
We didn't want to talk about it again, but turn the clock back to Manchester City against Liverpool. Brilliant game. Manchester City should have given away a penalty, of course. High foot from Doku on McAllister. Everyone agreed it was a penalty. The officials made a mistake. In the end, 1-1. Move on with our lives, OK? Which we had done. But then... wonderful Howard Webb, Stevie, has said...
what a shock.
that it was the right decision not to give the penalty. This is exactly what he had to say. This is this TV programme that he does back in England to explain incidents that have happened way long ago. You see something that's pretty subjective and therefore stays out of it, and the feedback we've had from people within the game is that it's a pretty subjective situation. It's split opinion. Rob Dawson's here. Rob, we'll hear from you and your magnificent beard in a moment, but Stevie, let's start with you.
There was another piece to that we didn't see, where he says that it's unfortunate that Doku catches McAllister in the chest. I mean, that's all you need to hear. When was it ever OK, regardless of whether he got the ball or not? Listen, does he get the ball first? Yes. But he carries on and sticks his studs into the chest of McAllister.
I don't think there is even evidence that he gets the ball first. I think the whole thing is a mess.
I mean, it's just nonsense. It really is.
Now, there's an independent committee as well, which is made up of 3 former players within that committee.
Right.
And that was a split decision 4-1 that VAR was right not to intervene.
And who told us this?
What do you mean?
Who told us that?
Howard Webb told us.
Oh, Howard, there's a... Do you know, isn't that weird? It's like policing yourself and coming up with the right answer, isn't it?
No, but it's independent, Stephen.
Independent. So it is, I don't think so.
And some of the statements that he made, as he went on and kept talking about this very instance, he also said, look, if it had been given the other way, VAR would not have been involved either. Check complete. So it's essentially an admission that, yeah, it probably was a penalty, but it wasn't given, so VAR did not get involved. Had it been given the other way, then it would have been a penalty. Look, the truth of the matter is, I don't know who is involved in this committee. I don't know who these former players are. I don't know what the split is. It's 100% a penalty. It wasn't given, and yet here we are still talking about it.
What's the point, Rob? Not life, but this particular television show that we see from Howard Webb, because it just seems to be a vehicle for him and the PGMOL just to dig themselves massive holes.
Yeah, I mean, the idea of it is to explain controversial decisions and to give fans a little bit more insight into how those decisions were made. You know, the fans get to hear the conversation that's made between the on-field referee, the VAR, and the assistant VAR. You know, in some instances, I think it's been quite helpful for fans. I think in this particular one, it's just muddied the waters even further. I think everyone can see that that is a penalty. It's a free kick anywhere else on the field. You know, there is a feeling that it's happened at 1-1 at the end of a very, very tight game between 2 massive teams chasing a title, and it's easier not to give the penalty. And I think fans watching that show with Howard Webb tonight will go away thinking that that's the reason that decision's been made. I don't think they've got much clarity at all, really. I agree with the guys in the studio. It's an absolute stonewall penalty.
Right, I've had enough. That's it. Let's move on from that, because I think we're just going around in circles blaming Howard Webb and officials and VAR and anything.
All right. You okay, Dan?